AIDS victims, minority groups, and the largest number of cases are among Hispanics and blacks. Tonight on Cover Story, News Center 4's Linda Yee reports on their struggle to stop AIDS from invading their countries.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What are you guys doing, man?
Nothing.
Here, man, I got some condoms, all right? You know that AIDS is going around, right?
On any given night, Orlando Toriente can be seen in San Francisco's Mission District, spreading a message the kids don't necessarily want to hear.
And I mean, if you're having sex, right, you don't know who, what that other person is doing, right? Bottom line, people are gonna be dying, bro. You know a little homeboy from the Mission that already passed away.
Toriente teaches about AIDS prevention in the Hispanic community.
Since there ain't no cure, we gotta protect ourselves now, because once you get the virus, bro, that's it, man. They can't do nothing for you.
They can refuse to believe it, but this is where AIDS is striking now. The Hispanic and black communities, poor neighborhoods. Public health officials say, specifically because of the high number of intravenous drug abusers.
When your baby gets to be 16, 17 years old, this thing might be all over the place, right? This disease might be, killing people by the millions.
But despite San Francisco's reputation for fighting the disease, Toriente is critical of the city's services to minorities.
The services that are being provided are not adequate for those populations. When you're, diagnosed as having, being seropositive or having ARC or AIDS, a lot of people need to have someone that, there was one case of a person that says, hey man, I want somebody that's gonna speak Spanish to me, right? Because I need someone that's gonna make me feel comfortable.
Now we've got the political battles over what you do about AIDS in another population, the drug use population.
Andrew Moss of UC San Francisco says in the beginning, when the disease was fought by gay men, they had political power. They were mostly affluent, educated.
Drug users with AIDS are black and Latin and white. They are poor. They are not educated. They're quite likely to be unemployed. And they are from the part of the population that has all the other social problems.
Health officials say they're worried about AIDS spreading among drug abusers. That also includes the addicts' sex partners. Women getting AIDS through infected partners has more than doubled in 2 years.
Well, hello, I'm Meredith. I'm 32 years old, and I have AIDS. Yes, folks, women get AIDS too.
Meredith was diagnosed with AIDS in 1985. She got the virus from a man who was a drug abuser who eventually died from AIDS. Now she warns others not to make the same mistake she made.
If I go to bed with a man, I have to take responsibility also for keeping... I tend to blame myself for my illness. Well, maybe if you didn't screw around so much, or maybe if you had used rubbers, but at that time nobody told me. Nobody had educated me.
Meredith is bitter about the way AIDS has been handled by public health officials and politicians, the people who set priorities and budgets.
Look at all the people who have died already. Look at the, 30,000 plus people with AIDS who have been diagnosed in the United States. There's no excuse for that. Because our government didn't get involved in education, because our government didn't want to put out funding.
Hey, we don't want to have to wait until we've got, bodies piling up, right? We want to be able to attack this now.
Yeah, I need They're rubbers, bro. I don't need that. You don't need it? Oh, you don't have sex, huh?
So Toriente does what he can, walking the streets. But even here, he's met with resistance.
Well, then you have to make the decision. Do you want to take that risk?
Yes or no.
Right? Do you want to take that risk and have sex with him? Right?
But it's going to be hard if you really care for the person.
And what's even worse is that they haven't even really accepted this as a problem that they have to deal with completely yet, right? And I think the reason is that there hasn't been that massive education campaign, the funds to go in there, the resources to really educate a whole community.
One state official says when the money was there in the past to develop AIDS education programs for minorities, minority groups did not respond. Now that minorities see the problem, there's a lot more competition among AIDS education groups to get the money for AIDS-related programs. This year, the state legislature proposed more than $6 million for minority AIDS education. That looks good on paper, but in the last 2 years, the governor vetoed more than 80% of the budget for any AIDS program. In San Francisco, Linda Yee, News Center 4.